breaking news for Tanner and for Flags. They don't.
Oh,
what's going on? What's going on with the baseball situation?
The Cubs?
No,
just baseball in general.
Ron, you probably got the best.
Enlighten me.
Yeah, have at it.
So, the MLB is proposing that I think it's next month, getting all 30 teams together.
Big old orgy style here.
Sending them to Arizona, where they do spring training, isolating them, putting them up in like some Olympic Village type shit, and playing out a shortened season.
That's gotta be the dumbest thing I think I've
ever
heard.
It gets more interesting, but they don't want the umpires to be close to the plate, so they're implementing an electronic strike zone.
Oh! I didn't know.
And they're talking about doing 7-inning games and a lot of doubleheaders.
Wow!
So the one thing gonna grow the game like a dog shit product on TV.
Hold on.
I was curious on how you feel about it.
One thing I could say about baseball games is sometimes they could drag on a little bit. I think this would make the game go a little quicker.
Well, in a shortened season, they've got that going for them. 162 games is way too much.
Fuck yeah.
There's so many of those minor league fields in Arizona. They can just pump them out all over the place.
They're talking like basically doing it like all on like three fields all day.
Can I jump in real fast and just like derail this?
Yeah.
So Arizona is one of like the top 10 states for, or low at bottom 10 states for a number of cases so far. So they're already behind. So if you want to talk about the national curve, and we're allegedly starting to flatten the curve right now, or we're hitting its peak this week, Arizona's like 2 or 3 weeks behind. So they're going to, in a month, they're going to be shipping fucking professional athletes down there to live on top of each other, and then they're going to be playing way more games than they ever have, so they'll have compromised immune systems, so then they'll be more vulnerable to get a disease that's hitting its peak. Rob Manfred sucks. That guy can blow a bunch of dicks.
You literally just made like what Kevin and Jared talked about. They were talking about the pros and cons of it, and they were
I swear I didn't get to catch any radio today. This is the first I'm hearing about
it. They were like talking about how like the coronavirus is heading west, and like on the western states it's not as bad, and as it heads west, you're literally gonna put them in Arizona when it hits the biggest peak for Arizona, like it hit in New York, like it hit everywhere else, because that's how they're saying the projected progression is going to go for coronavirus.
It don't make any sense. I'm all for bringing sports back. This isn't not an anti-sports comment. But I'm applying logic and reason to a situation that apparently has not had any.
I think Manfred's pushing it because just imagine being the only sport on television right now.
UFC's already going to have it.
Well, the only free sport on television. Like, that's going to be, like, daily. Like, I'm talking, like, major four sports, the 3 that are out right now. If you're the first one back...
Yeah, but the reason they canceled it was because...
I totally
it's not
understand.
safe. So imagine being the first sport that comes back and pushes it, and then all of a sudden they start killing people who have a couple $100 million contracts.
Yeah,
they're all being tested supposedly.
Yeah, there's so much testing that they're gonna hand out or do whatever.
So what's the test gonna tell you? That you have it now? Are they gonna get tested 12 times a day?
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm curious about, because like you can't use
but you gotta think
thousands of tests a week.
A month and a half from now, the testing might be totally different. We see how fast shit changes.
I would agree with that. I think there is room for improvement there, Marco. And that's a sign of optimism. I'll cede that point. Why rush this shit? This is probably, and I was thinking about this the other day. This is probably going to be the best thing that's ever happened to sports, because these players have never gotten this much rest before.
Oh God, yeah.
As fans, we are never going to be as hungry to consume sports ever in our lives than it is when they will come back organically. Why not just wait? Let's get through, let's get to the summer.
It'll be interesting.
Well, and one thing I was going to say to sports in general, like you got your top tier sports, your baseball, football, basketball, hockey, but those secondary sports are getting a little bit of play on those secondary, the Ocho, ESPN, the Ocho is playing stuff. Like you might see a little bit of a...
Those are not secondary sports. Calm down, Tonto. Those are like third, fourth, fifth tier.
You mean to tell me cherry spitting is not second tier.
So things like MLS. Well, that's could be considered tier 1, but the okay, they're still at least second tier.
Lacrosse, Australian football.
Okay, Australian. Yeah, all right. Australian football is only going to get popular in our circle because of Pat. But
Yeah, well,
And obviously, and I don't know if we're ready to transition, but MMA is the hot topic for the last few days. So,
well, okay. Now, if baseball, who should have a lot more money than UFC, decided to just go and buy, I don't know, Puerto
Cuba.
Rico, Cuba, one of them bankrupt shithole islands. No offense to the people that are from there, but let's be honest, they are.
I came up with an idea.
Guam? Is Guam
even though
nice?
that's where half the players come from.
What are
So-
you if you're from Guam? A Guamer? Guamanese?
You're a U.S.
Yeah, I know that, but like if I'm from Wisconsin, I'm a Wisconsinite. If you're from Nebraska, you're a Nebraskan. If you're from Guam, you are a
Are you Guami?
Guambo.
So
Guamboanian.
Guamian?
Guamian?
Maybe.
What are you if you're... Damn.
What are you if you're from Indiana? You're a fucking
Oh,
Hoosier.
are
That
you-
doesn't even make sense.
That's
Are
the
you-
stupidest fucking
are you-
thing I've ever heard.
Are you Guamish?
Guamish. Oh my god. TA. Our episode title, please.
Feeling a little Guamish.
Oh, no.
Guamish.
Guam. I got it. I just Googled it. It's Guamanian.
Guamanian. I love that. Do we have any
Probably
Guamish, Guamanian listeners? Can you check Megaphone?
I'm on it. It's loading.
All right, Ronnie, with your fucking hand up.
all right, so I just came up with the most electric sport ever, and it's the United States state that we could put it in. There's an island in Hawaii that is completely abandoned, but it has a bunch of bombs on it, so they just need to sweep out the bombs, put a baseball field on that fucker, and they can just broadcast from there. Isolate themselves.
Where,
They can all
where are they
camp on the
gonna
beach.
sleep?
I don't know if you're speaking the truth.
Hey,
don't know.
remind me of that later.
There really is an island that is completely there's no there's no one living on it.
They're going to require some kind of housing.
Okay, so the island,
And what's to say
Hawaiian
the
Bomb
bomb's
Island.
gonna-
yeah.
Yeah, what's to say the bomb's not going to annihilate the island when they sweep for it?
Well, they've been sweeping the island ever since I think World War II, and clearing out bombs. It's like the state doesn't allow people to go there
Is this
unless you
Bikini
have
Island?
like a pass.
Is this Bikini Island where they were literally testing nuclear bombs and it's like a nuclear wasteland and that's why nobody's there?
No, because
Okay.
you can. We were pretty close to it when we went. We like literally were 40 yards away
You've been to Hawaii?
multiple times. That,
They got
You talked about
gar-
it. You
garbage
talked about
trucks
that.
in Hawaii?
You talked
they
about
do
that
actually. I don't. I was
Hold
half
on,
tempted
hold
to
on.
just pack
Hold
up
on,
and
didn't
go.
you go when there was a fucking volcano or some shit?
Yeah, I went like right after the volcanoes erupted
Yeah.
because that was my honeymoon.
So I
Gotcha.
typed in Hawaii Bomb Island on the Google, and it says, I'm gonna butcher the name, so sorry to the 8 listeners from Hawaii, but Kahu Oalawe is anglicized as Kahulawe, smallest of the 8 main volcanic islands.
Volcano, okay. They used it as a
It's
bombing
always
range.
been sparsely populated due to the lack of fresh water, though, so your baseball idea is out. During World War II, it was used as a training ground and bombing range by the Armed Forces of the United States. After decades of protests, the U.S. Navy ended live fire training exercises on Kahoolawe in 1990, and the whole island was transferred to the jurisdiction of the state of Hawaii.
Yeah. So when I was there, when we were doing the little boat tour around some of the islands, they were telling me that they were like, yeah, no, we've been trying to clean up this island over the last couple like decades.
So, very important last sentence on the first line of Wikipedia. Today, Kahoolawe can only be used for native Hawaiian cultural, spiritual, and subsistence purposes.
Hawaiians love baseball.
Population not measurable.
Yeah,
Dude. Bad idea, Ronnie. I mean, good concept, terrible idea though.
it's a
Bad
You
great-
can't be
execution.
sending.
Bad
Could you imagine bitches like Jose Altuve going
Hold
to
on.
the bombing grounds?
What's the fuck? Now I can't remember the name of the goddamn.
Yeah, put
prison.
your hand down if you don't know
Let
what
him-
you're gonna say.
Let him go play with the Guamish.
The prison that's
The
out-
Guamish. Best thing you've probably ever said, Ronnie. Or Marco.
the
Jesus.
prison that's in the Bay
Christ.
Area that's on the island. Why don't we just build a
Alcatraz?
baseball field?
Alcatraz.
Yeah, Alcatraz.
The
Why don't we just
island's
build a baseball
literally
field?
crumbling into the ocean as we speak.
Yeah.
I know. It's great.
So I don't think building a baseball field on there would be helpful.
Never know.
I do think the
we know
NBA
that.
should get on to an aircraft carrier.
That
I was
would
going to say, buy one of these cruise ships for cheap because they're all
Honestly.
going under, and just Lysol the shit out of it, Lysol bomb that thing, and let them play on a cruise ship. They all got the housing, one room per person, and
What's
fucking
Hold
go.
on. How tall are these motherfuckers? You want to fit into one of them shit?
One room, you get a room to yourself. So like they're like 7-footers, but they can
Have
fit
you
in a
been
room.
on a cruise? Do you know how tall those
I
roofs
have.
are?
They're not
I
that
felt-
tall. I've been on a cruise. It sucks.
Some of them are pretty bad.
Really?
I was on a cruise and I felt fucking cramped, and I'm 5'9".
I don't
But
think
that's
we're
where
going to
you
be
put
putting
your-
the NBA on bad cruise ships. They're probably going to go on luxury liners, buddy.
Well, and on top of that, like you've got your LeBron Jameses and your, Dwight Howards and stuff who are going to be in the suites, and then you got your 12th man sitting on the interior, whatever. So it's okay. It'll happen. Let's make it happen.
I want sports back as much as the next guy, but I really don't feel like Anthony Davis is gonna fucking fit on most cruises. They're gonna have to get like the nicest cruise ship they can, which yeah, they could probably afford it, but
All
it's
right.
a fucking recession.
To speak back to baseball, I can tell Marco's about out of it with sports talk that doesn't involve punching faces. My final comment on the baseball thing is I'm glad that adversity is starting to cause innovation, but I don't think we should do that if it's going to have a harmful effect on the population of the world. That's my final, most
And-
intelligent sounding statement I can make.
And if they do it, like, are we just gonna like throw this year out? Like, whoever wins the World Series, did they really win the World Series? Like,
Yankees
if they're
with an
gonna get
asterisk, weird.
yeah, I know, right? Like, what about like batting averages? You have like 2 bad weeks, and that's a quarter of your fucking season.
It'd actually be kind of sweet if you won the home run title with like 13 home runs.
No shit. Like, could you imagine, like, oh yeah, this guy had a record year, 25 homers.
Is he?
Oh gosh, I'm so
Wow,
sorry.
Brian.
Don't invite me to your career day.